Brother Ribber full needle rib cast on. Make sure you have your ribber from P to H, and this is assuming that you have your ribber correctly aligned, and then bring up, I'm going to bring up the same needles we had last time, 40. Bring all the needles up and push all those up so you can see how they miss each other, she says, assuming I've got mine aligned correctly. You can see they just miss each other. They're supposed to come through the middle. They are actually coming through, yes, you can see they're coming through the middle of the other ones. Again, I usually run my carriage over just to align. I've actually got this one outside, and I usually like to have the first needle is a main bed needle, so take that one out of work. Cast on is very similar in that you have the slide lever on there, you have the lowest tensions you can get on both sides. No other buttons involved, just that slide lever. I'm using 2 strands of 230, which roughly equates to UK 3-ply, because 4-ply is really just a little bit thick for full needle rib. You thread it in exactly the same way. And you cast on in exactly the same way. And as you can no doubt see, one of the strands has not caught properly. So I'll just do a quick repair on that. It happens sometimes, it doesn't happen other times. Just one of those things. Those bits out, up, hang my clip on the end, take the cast on comb, very much the same as last time, bring it up between the beds and feed the comb through. It can be a little tricky, especially when you've got several strands, to make sure you don't split the yarn, so you just have to jiggle that comb about a bit until it's they're fully through. Make sure your comb is resting on the knitting and you haven't managed to catch any of the needles. Make sure that end bit is down and stuff between the beds. Really must adjust this rib at this end, I think. It's just a little tight, that's it. Set your carriage for circular knitting. I'm going to put mine up a bit because being full needle rib, it's a bit tight because you are knitting on all the needles and they're obviously very close together. So in the first row, tug that comb down, you can just catch it. Now, I've just done 2 rows, 2 circular rows. If I was going to then go straight into a full needle rib tuck or slip, I would keep all the settings the same, although for the 3rd row I might just increase the tension as we're going back that way. You would take it past your turn mark or wherever you have to go to select a pattern. You would turn your KC knob to wherever you're supposed to be turning it to, KC1 or KC2 or single motive or whatever it is you were trying to do, you'd have put in your tuck or slip pattern into your machine, or you'll have got a punch card in that you've locked on row 1, and then just on this third tubular row you would actually select needles, which I'm not going to do this time because I'm just showing you ordinary full needle rib. But you could, as I say, and that would then set you up for whatever tuck pattern you were going to knit. And then you would get to this end when you'd done your third row, and all your needles would have been selected. You would then go ahead and hang your weights. Take off the settings here, and release your punch card and set it for, obviously if you're doing tuck, you'd doing slip, you'd press in the part buttons. If you're doing tuck, you'd press in the tuck buttons. But we're not, we're just doing normal full needle rib. We've hung the weights. Turn the tension up a bit. It might be too tight. I can't remember what I normally knit this on. Oh, not too bad. Pull that comb down. And just carry on knitting full needle rib.